Well, you know something, I wish you would read this stuff before you even put it in this document, because that's what you're supposed to do. I can hold you in contempt for filing filing this irrelevant stuff.
Do you get the law depot document 3?
I got the law depot document.
Okay, but basically that sums it up right there.
You're suggesting, it sounds like you were suggesting that you don't have to have license or registration or insurance. Is that what you were saying?
I have documentation of that from the Supreme Court rulings, yes.
All right, well, you need to get me that documentation. Virginia Commission on me, and they quoted this same stuff, and guess what happened? They didn't win either. This stuff is nonsense. Stuff is nonsense. I'm waiting for you to tell me which court case applies, because you have Shuttlesworth in here, and that absolutely doesn't apply. One of these cases that applies to your position that you don't have to have a valid driver's license to drive on the road. Give me one. Hollett versus Rose. Federal Supreme Court case applied to state court cases. My traveling documents, Supreme Court rulings, and the United States Constitution. Appearance for the record, please.
Pauline Stroking, BF Mr. Lynch.
Mr. Lynch, state your name for the record, please.
You have to unmute, sir.
I'm good. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. State your name for the record, please.
Clyde Darnell Lynch.
And Mr. Lynch is 52. He says since he was 12, he stopped taking count of his age. Or 11. Which one was it, Mr. Lynch?
12.
12. All right. Officer E. Dunn, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record for Mr. Lynch?
Good morning, sir. Officer Eddie Dunn, 3036, Detroit Police Department.
Good morning to you. Corporal Bennett is here for Lynch as well. Trying to pull him out the breakout room. Today is the date and time set for a trial. Mateo's not here. Tanti is not here. We're dealing with 6 tickets. The rest of them are going to be dismissed, and probably some of the 6 will be too. No offers on the expired plates, $145. Another and an improper plate. Well, here we go. Well, ones that okay, so it goes like this: a failure to display, $240 fine. That officer's not here. So on the tickets, the officers are not here. We only have 2 expired plates, 3 expired plates. And then 2 of those officers, 4 expired plates. And 2 of those officers are not here. The offer as it's written in the file, Mr. Berry. I mean, who's on it, Mr. Lynch? Soroka?
I didn't talk to him at first. I did respond when you just called it. So
Yeah, no, I know you. I mean, so as it's written in the file, it's failure to display, $240 fine. Improper plates omitted from no insurance, $240 fine. And then 4 counts of expired plates, $145 a piece. But there's officers that are not here. Why don't you go into the breakout room and you and Mr. Lynch have a conversation and find out how you want to navigate this, all right?
yes.
All right, let's go back on the record with Mr. Lynch.
We do not have resolution, Your Honor. So my client indicates that he wants to go to trial. He indicates he sent document. Did he come out yet? I don't want to talk when he's not.
No. Well, he's got, the thing about it is he's got all these the only offers that are on the table really, I mean, the only offers that are on the table are Dunn and Bennett.
Right, there's two no insurance, two suspended, and two improper, or two
So
expired.
as it's written in the file, it would only be 2 expired plates unless the city's amending that but it's only 2 expired plates, $145 a piece.
All right, let me go back in and tell him again.
That's because on the offer sheet.
Does he have a license suspended, Your Honor? I mean, does he have a good valid license?
No.
No, I don't know that. I haven't run that, but the way that the offer was written, the only cases that you wanted Mr. Lunch to plead to was the Dunn expired plate and the Bennett expired plate. And
Yeah.
then
Bennett has a license suspended.
yes, so why don't you rearrange the offer then?
Yeah, well, I would just I'll give him one FTD and 1 expired plate.
He doesn't want to accept that. He indicates he's sent documentation to the court in the past. He's taken his case to the Supreme Court. He did a FOIA request. There's a lot of things I don't really understand what he's talking about, but our communication's close to breaking down. I'll just say that.
Sounds like it. Bring them out then. Go back in there and bring them out.
I've prompted him out. Okay, let me try again.
All right. All right, Mr. Lynch, giving you an opportunity to speak to counsel. It's I'm trying to understand. You want to contest these matters?
I had to go back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I had to go back in because I didn't get no prompt. I had to go back in to join in through 36 District Court website.
No, well, listen. What we're saying is that we're trying to get you an offer, but it's my understanding after talking with your lawyer that that you don't want to accept anything. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
The thing is, I don't know what court cases is being brought up. The recent ones or the one that I already have a trial for.
I think all of the cases that are on the docket, everything that's on the docket, that you already had all this stuff set for trial. And what we did probably, okay, I see what
I
happened.
sent some paperwork in, but some of those cases I got kicked out of Zoom. I send in the pictures through that document website, and I don't know, and I send paperwork to the law department for FOIA for the court cases.
Okay, what documents did you send in to the court?
It was the case where I had got kicked out of Zoom, and I sent in the pictures where I got kicked out of Zoom. I think that was the January of this year case, and they was like, if I sent in the pictures showing that I was kicked out of the room because I thought the case was dismissed, and I got kicked out.
Okay, so what do you have any documents that relates to your driver's license, insurance, or registration?
Like told the lady, the one I meet him, the judge, the person that I talked to on the last court case said we don't have no problems with you, and I said I'm going through the process of doing my documents to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn the one that got it hemmed out. They didn't honor none of my paperwork. Motion to
Listen, now we're not
set
talking about Dearborn. We're talking about Detroit. Do you have any documents? Hold on, let me ask my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask my question. Do you have any documents that suggest that you have valid insurance, valid registration, and a valid I can run your driver's license?
I don't have anything. I don't have anything because Dearborn the one that got me hemmed up. I can't even get no insurance when I don't know license.
Okay, so so what we're trying to do, every case that you have down here in Detroit, we call into the record. And we have 2 officers. The other cases are going to be dismissed, but we have 2 officers here that are here. And what we're trying to do is either make a resolution now, and we'll present you with an offer. And if you don't like the offer, you can just go to trial. Today is the day time.
Yeah, go ahead.
today is the date and time set for trial. So
Oh, yeah,
are you willing to entertain an offer to resolve the cases, or do you want a trial on all the cases?
I mean, which did you say some of them are gonna get dismissed? I only have two. I know the one that I recently got, everything is for the same thing.
Yes. So here's the
basically,
deal. Here's the deal. Let me break it down to you. It's two officers that are here. Corporal Bennett wrote you 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date. And Officer Dunn wrote you 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date. The other officers that wrote you tickets are not showing up, have not showed up, and we're just going to automatically dismiss those cases. So we can get you an offer on the 6 tickets that those 2 officers wrote you. Are you willing to entertain the offer for those 6 tickets?
Bennett and Dunn. Bennett is the recent case, so that one I want to go to trial. I think the one I'm in trial for now is Dunn, correct?
You're on trial for both of them. Dunn and Bennett are set for trial right now.
So nobody received my paperwork, my traveling paperwork?
What is the paperwork gonna tell us?
Basically, I don't need no driver license, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, that's
no proof of insurance, and my car was towed illegally those 2 times.
And what does the paperwork say why you don't need a driver's license, why you don't need any insurance or anything like that?
I send the paperwork into the law department, and I wanted the FOIA for the body cam and dash cams. And I haven't heard anything from them.
All right, we can get you that. We can get you that if there's some that exists. Corporal Bennett, can you put your appearance on record, Corporal Bennett? Hold on, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal Daryl Bennett, badge 4320, Detroit Police Department.
All right. So we need to get if there's any body cam or dash cam, we need to get that to Mr. Lynch.
He has to go through the law department to get that, Your Honor. If he's requesting it, he has to go through the law department.
Well, that's what he said he tried to do. He said he tried to appear. Let's see if we can get that now.
We can't get, Your Honor, our person that would do that is on vacation at this point. There's nobody in the office that can get that for him today.
Okay, now can I say something for the traffic ticket that was done? The other officer didn't put his name on.
Your Honor, can we just get an adjourn date when the people think they can have their video available?
Yeah, but I wanna just, what I'm trying to do is I don't want you to say anything as it relates to the traffic stops right now, because today is the date and time set for trial. But I'm gonna tell you this. You're suggesting, it sounds like you were suggesting that you don't have to have license or registration or insurance. Is that what you were saying?
I have documentation of that from the Supreme Court rulings, yes.
All right, well, you need to get me that documentation because
well, what's the email so I can send it to you?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, my phone not seeing none of that. Only thing I'm seeing on my cell phone now, if I was on my desktop, remember last time I had issues with my desktop, so I'm on the cell phone, and I don't see no chat or anything.
Well, you should be able to hit the button down there, and it should pop up.
Okay, let me see, can I see something? Because all I see a whole bunch of squares with everybody's face. And
the defendant has already committed to a legal theory built on sovereign citizen ideas like traveling instead of driving. Backing down now would mean admitting those beliefs don't hold up in court. So instead of adjusting to legal reality, he doubles down, choosing consistency over credibility, even as the legal risk increases.
Come out of that screen.
Huh?
You got to come out of that screen.
What screen I got to come out of?
The one you have to come out of the screen where everybody's face is.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to get kicked out like I just did when I was in the breakout room.
You didn't get kicked out. We pulled you. All
I
right,
had to join back in through. I had to go back to 36 District Court website, get back in the Zoom room.
okay. All right, let's pass the matter and we'll try to figure out how to help you with the technology. And in the meantime, we need to, do you want an attorney appointed to you, sir?
I've been trying to get an attorney. Nobody will take my case. So how if the appointed attorney don't want to accept my paperwork, then I'm up the creek like in Dearborn. So that's why I'm trying to study how to write the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm doing that right now.
All right, well,
Because Dearborn is the reason why my license is suspended.
I really want to see what you're talking about, Supreme Court, because I've never seen a Supreme Court case. Wait a minute, let me finish. I've never seen a Supreme Court case that says that you don't have to have a license or insurance or registration. Now I'll tell you this, I'll admit, I haven't seen all the Supreme Court cases, but I have never seen that. And I've seen a thousands people come in here saying that, well, not 1,000, but a whole lot. And, and I've never seen it work.
So when Mr. Bennett Officer Bennett pulled me over, he was like, no, I ain't. He said, I ain't going for that sovereignty stuff. I said, I don't know what that is. I'm talking Constitutional Supreme Court ruling, and they told my car.
All right, well, send me the Supreme Court ruling. I want to see that right now.
I don't see the where I can send it.
All right, I'm gonna pass it.
I could just come down there.
Here, let me write my email address down and then send it to me, and then I'll pass it and I'll wait till I get your document. You have an ink pen?
Yeah, I have a pen.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna get it online and send it on my laptop.
I'm gonna be anxiously awaiting that. All right.
All right.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna send the law department thing too.
I'll be anxiously waiting all of that, and I'll pass the matter. It looks like Corporal Bennett is going to be anxiously awaiting it. It's going to look like Officer Dunn is going to be anxiously awaiting it. Prosecutor Mason is going to be anxiously awaiting it, and I'm sure Ms. Soroki is going to be, and everybody else in the room. Because this could be some groundbreaking stuff right here. All right, pass the matter. All right, pass the matter. All right, Mr. Greer. Let's go back on the record with Delonzo Greer. Mr. Greer, I hope you've approached this situation with a different attitude. Unmute yourself, please.
I'm unmuted.
I hope you've approached this situation with a different attitude, sir.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to. Actions speak louder than words, and your verbal communication says no. So, all right, what's the offer going to be, Mr. Go ahead.
I just heard a lot of stuff.
You what?
I just heard a lot of stuff that might not be true, but I'm being forced to take a plea deal instead of. I ain't being forced to take a plea deal, but it's like, if I don't take a plea deal, then it's gonna be the worst for me. That's the fact of the matter is, the first part of what you said is absolutely true.
You're not forced to do anything in this situation. Now, the second part of your statement is it could be worse for you. That could be absolutely true. That's what plea deals are all about. Now, let's go back on the record with Mr. Lynch. Mr. Lynch, I haven't received anything from you.
Okay. I send it, but I send the wrong affidavit.
Well, I haven't received anything from you, so you need to make sure that you have, first of all, the right email address.
Okay.
Make sure you typed it in right. I'm going to read it off again.
Okay, could you start back from 36? I think that's where I got it wrong. Okay, I'm trying to put the attachment in. Here it comes.
Now, have you read everything that you're about to send me?
Yes.
No, I bet you haven't.
No, the affidavit, yeah.
No, this case stuff you're about to send me.
Yes, it's only 2 attachments. I got to get the right one because the first email was the wrong stuff.
Let's go back on the record with Lynch. While he's sending that, I'm going to say this. I hope you've read everything that you sent me, and because you're filing these documentations with the court, and you're suggesting that these documentations the court are saying are in support of you not having to have a license and insurance and registration, I believe, or all 3 of the above, or at least one of them. Wait a minute, let me finish making my record.
Okay.
You're suggesting that the Supreme Court says you need to have either none of those documents, or at least you don't have to have one of those documents. So all I'm saying is I hope that you are actually have read and gone over what you're sending the court, because as I said earlier, I've never seen anything that that supports what you're saying. I get people in here that submit. I can type in "don't need a driver's license" in the search box, and they'll give me a list of cases. And I hope that's not what you've done. I'm going to pass the matter and wait on the documents that you're sending me. Okay. All right. Now let's go back on the record. Lastly, with Mr. Clyde Lynch. All right. I got an email, and I'm going to forward this to you as well. This one was for the City of Detroit Law Department Freedom of Information request. And this is he wants the body cam, and then I believe this is requesting the necessary body cam stuff. So that one, I'm going to forward this to you, Ms. Mason. Now, this is another document that he sent me. This is the U.S. Supreme Court travel rulings. Motion to set aside default. It says it says to me, it has case number SP 15379-421 and SP 155-47541. To whom the dear Judge Sean B. Perkins, and to whom it may concern, the burden of truth is on me, or then it will just be my word against others' words. I, Clyde Darrell Lynch, always traveling, Supreme Court rulings on travel, along with being put in ransom for illegal profit gains against my federal freedoms / liberties and / or etc., as it is proven below, and an unnecessary burden of cash out of my pocket, etc. For what? Question mark. I do not have gold or silver to pay this debt and / or a promissory note. Driver, one employee in conducting a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mules, or other animals. Driving, I know everybody's looking at me like, what are you saying? Driving, operating in commerce, hire / profit. Mulberry versus Madison, 1803 case. They weren't even cars on the road. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Here's what the court is talking about right here. I figured he was going to bring this up because all Mr. Lynch did was he went on the Google search and searched basically, I don't know exactly the terminology, but he put driving, don't need to drive without a license. And all of these same cases come up. And this one case really bothers me because that's why I asked Mr. Lynch, did he read the cases? Are you familiar with your Black history, Mr. Lynch?
Okay, is the paper that you're reading is the one that's saying titled Supreme Court ruling and U.S. Constitution?
Yes.
Okay, that's not updated, but the other ones I sent, those are the ones that's relevant. The one that say Law Depot, it's like 6 pages, but the last 3 is the affidavit and the FOIA paper. You already seen that for the dash cam, etc. But the Law Depot, the first 3 pages is just the website information telling you how to do it. I actually went to school for criminal justice and private investigator, but I didn't finish because I got kicked out for no necessary reason. I've been fighting that ever since. But I actually went to school for business management and law, but I didn't finish. So
I see.
So technically, but I went to a Morris facility and learned the Constitution and everything. So that's put all that together. That's what I'm involved in right now. So
Okay. So let's just discuss. Let's just take it down. Break it down. What I asked you was, you provide me documentation to show proof that the Supreme Court says that you don't need a driver's license to drive a vehicle, right?
Your Honor.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
Okay, all I want to say, that Supreme Court paper, you can forget about that. That Law Depot paper is what I've been working on, and I'm still trying to figure out how to go through the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm studying and learning how to do that, to do this, to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn is the one that got me in limbo right now.
But what I'm saying is, I don't need to see any Law Depot. I don't see any Law Depot. I asked you a question earlier. I said, I hope that you're bringing these, the stuff that you're, wait a minute. I asked you a question, and I said, I hope that you are, you're sending me these papers and these cases and in support of you not having to drive with a license. And I hope that you've read the cases that you're using in support of what your belief of the law is and the Constitution and stuff. And I get this, and I've done it. You're not the first person that's done it. And the reason why I ask you, are you familiar with your African-American history, particularly the civil rights movement, is because you have submitted a case, Shuttlesworth versus the city of Birmingham. And you submitted this case in support of you not having to drive with a license. And it's kind of like throwing mud in Reverend Shuttlesworth's case, because Mr. Shuttleworth, I'm sure he was a reverend. I'm sure that Mr. Shuttleworth had a valid license and doesn't believe what you're trying to use this case law for. I wish you would have taken time to read what Reverend Shuttlesworth had to go through on this day, on April 12th, 1963, when he's trying to fight for our civil rights. Because I think if you would have read it, you would have seen that most of what you have put in here and all the cases that you have put in here are complete. A Shuttlesworth has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And the other cases,
I understand that like I stated, Your Honor, that paper is not updated. Right there, I supposed to took that out. The Shuttleworth and through the Alabama. No, not Alabama. I supposed to have taken that out.
You're supposed to take all this stuff out because none of this stuff has anything to do with what you're talking about. None of it.
You read
Actually, some of the cases are directly opposite. And they say that you have to have a valid license. The one with the wagon and the coach, what was that guy? He's in 1903. I forget the case. He's driving a coach. And he's got a car in 1903. He's got a car in 1903. He had big money. And he's driving his car up this dirt road and he's speeding. And they give him a ticket. And they say, not that he doesn't have not to have a license. They just wanted to automatically revoke his license because he had a license without a hearing. And he's saying, you can't do that. I have to have a hearing before you're able to take my license from me. So he's not even saying what you say he's saying. So this stuff is.
Well, the 30 up in Birmingham, I probably had took that out. Like I stated, I haven't updated that.
Well, you know something, I wish you would read this stuff before you even put it in this document, because that's what you're supposed to do. I can hold you in contempt for filing filing this irrelevant stuff.
Do you get the law depot document 3?
I got the law depot document.
Okay, but basically that sums it up right there. That, like I said, that's not even updated paperwork. I sent that by mistake. That's why I sent the FOIA paper. But that right there, I'm supposed to update that. But the law depot 3 document is 6 pages. The first 3 just tell you how to do the affidavit, which I forgot to do, but that refreshed my memory. And the last 3 pages is my court papers.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody that's coming here with this, they didn't win. I'm gonna say that first, right? And then some of the people agreed me and went to the Judicial Tenure Commission on me, and they quoted the same stuff, and guess what happened? They didn't win either. This stuff is nonsense. Stuff is nonsense. I'm waiting for you to tell me which court case applies, because you have Shuttlesworth in here, and that absolutely doesn't apply. So what you're saying, I would like to just one court case, just show me one out of all this stuff that you've given me, one court case that you said applies.
Well, like I stated, Your Honor, that little paper always get people upset. That I send that one, but it hasn't been updated.
But you shouldn't send stuff that hasn't been updated to the court. But I'm just asking you one case. Tell me one case out of the stuff that you sent me that says it applies to you and your position of you not having have to have a driver's license.
The law depot document 3. That's what I send in.
I know, and you're saying I'm asking you out of this law depot document 3. You have Howlett versus Rose, Boyd versus United States, Murdoch versus Penn, Owens versus Independence, People versus Bottle Traffic. You have another, constitutional articles. Tell me one of these cases that applies to your position that you don't have to have a valid driver's license to drive on the road. Give me one. Howlett versus Rose. Federal Supreme Court case applied to state court cases. My traveling documents, Supreme Court rulings, and the United States Constitution of travel is in this attachment and others not included have been stolen, sold, or to legally share. I don't know. Let's go with Howlett versus Rose. Let's see what that says. I just want to know. I just want you to see how ridiculous this sounds.
Procedurally, do you want to get him a court-appointed attorney, and when you come back,
You know something, I don't want to waste the resources on the court because Mr. Lynch is probably going to present this to the court-appointed attorney. I can ask him whether he wants to, but if he presents this stuff to the court-appointed attorney, then they're probably going to come down on the same.
I can go into court records and find cases where the case was dismissed with the same issues I'm in. I will find a case and I will present it to you.
And he did indicate he was having a problem retaining counsel because they wouldn't accept his paperwork. So
Yeah, I see why. Howlett versus Rose. Rose was a case in which high school students sued the school board after his car was searched on school grounds and he was suspended from school. He sued under 42 USC 1983, which creates a remedy for violations of federal rights committed by persons acting under the color of state law. The student claimed he was suspended without due process because his car was searched in violation of the 4th and 14th Amendment. The court dismissed the complaint against the school board for lack of jurisdiction. Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license? Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license?
Your Honor, I will get up-to-date cases where court cases were dismissed with my same issue. I will get the court the up-to-date 2020 to 2024.
I believe it was a waste of time. What are we, today is the date concept trial?
Yes, sir. Do you want to take testimony right quick?
Do you want a trial, sir, or what do you want? I'm not. So you want a trial? We can take testimony now, or you can take the deal. This stuff that he's talking about that is presented to the court, I think is a waste of time.
I go to trial.
Your Honor, he did make a FOIA request for the video and those things. I think they should be presented before he goes to trial.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He did. All right, he did. Let's give him. I sent you the FOIA request, Ms. Mason. He's written in there. He's got the case numbers down and stuff. Let's get him the documentation that he's asking for if it exists. And then let's go from there, okay?
Okay, very good, Your Honor.
All right, let's set up pre-trial date. Come back September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. Please don't waste the court's time with, I hope you, first of all, 8:30, September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you see on September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you submit to the court. Purporting what you feel is supposed to be, and I hope it has at least some relevance to what we're talking about today, because the cases that I just read back to you have absolutely no relevance.
And procedurally, Your Honor, how are we to get the video to him?
He got an email address. I forwarded you a copy of that. It's in his email address. So I guess he should be able to, you should be able to forward that to him in an email.
It probably be too large. I just pick it up. I come down, pick it up.
Well, you're not going to be able to pick up unless they have a disc or something. You're not going to be able to just pick up. I don't know.
Can I just confirm your email address, Mr. Lynch, just for record? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right. So she'll get you that in an email, okay?
Yes.
All right. We'll come back on September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. If there's nothing further, Mr. Lynch, have a very good day and best of luck to you.
You too. Thank you.
All right. That'll conclude the morning.
This case shows how quickly legal exposure grows when someone replaces established law with personal interpretation. At multiple points, the court gave the defendant a structured path forward, review the evidence, consider a resolution, or proceed to trial with clear expectations. Instead, he anchored himself to arguments commonly seen in sovereign citizen defenses, claims about traveling, misapplied Supreme Court rulings, and filings that don't align with the actual charges. The problem isn't just that those arguments fail, it's that they shift attention away from the only issues the court recognizes: valid license, registration, and insurance. Every moment spent defending an invalid theory is a moment not spent preparing a real defense. What makes this more serious is the escalation risk. The judge openly signals that irrelevant filings could lead to contempt. That's no longer about traffic violations. That's about courtroom conduct and credibility. Once that line is crossed, consequences expand beyond fines into judicial penalties. Even the attempt to use case law works against him. When a defendant cites cases that contradict their own argument, it doesn't just weaken the defense, it signals to the court that the filings weren't properly understood. That damages trust, and in court, trust affects everything from rulings to leniency. By the end, the court doesn't resolve the case, it delays it. But that delay isn't neutral. It gives the defendant one final opportunity to correct course. Because the real pattern here isn't about tickets or paperwork. It's about a decision, rely on beliefs, or align with the law before the consequences catch up.